Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be going over 7 things that you need to avoid in order to create the life that you desire. Now, I know every single one of us, we want to shape our own destiny. We want to create the life that we desire. We don't want to live by society's terms. We don't want to live by the system's terms when it comes to our life and how we should live it. So we all want to create our own reality, and I believe that's our birthright. Our birthright as human beings is to create the life that we desire, to live financially free, and to live life on our own terms. Now, once we come to this conclusion that we want to live the life we want to live and to be successful in everything that we do and to co-create our own reality with the help of God, we have to realize and understand that turning to this route of conscious thought, of creating our own reality, is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy in the slightest. This world is a whole playground of different things, whether it be distractions, drama, controversy, gossip, all of the above. So we're going to be going through many different cycles of during our lives, many different types of humps and hurdles and road blockages and things of that nature. So we all need to understand this. We need to realize this. So in order for us to create our own reality and to create our own destiny, we have to go through all these challenges, all these different things that are happening in the world. All right. So this road is not going to be easy in the slightest. So we have to shape our minds and to think differently and to look at life from a different perspective and to become consciously aware of who we are. Once we are able to do that, and once we're able to avoid certain things that have no purpose in our lives whatsoever, then the process gets faster and we start to accomplish these goals and start to accomplish this task of creating our own reality in a fast rate. All right. So in this video, I'm going to be going over 7 things that you need to avoid in order to create the life that you desire. All right. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you need to avoid is drama. Now, it's so easy, especially in this world. I believe we are the only planet in the universe who thrives off of negativity, who thrives off of drama, who thrives off of gossip, whether it be, celebrity drama, World Star, TMZ, drama within the workplace, drama within school. It's crazy and it's sickening at the same time that we thrive off of other people's misery. We thrive off of people who are going against each other. We thrive off of negativity. It's our entertainment. It's our form of entertainment. And we get a kick out of people who are going back and forth and fighting and people going through things, people going through down times, and they want to get the like World Star and TMZ, they want to get the latest publicity out and, for clicks and likes and shares. And, that's the whole dark side of social media. And that's the whole dark side of humanity. All right. So we're creating our own reality. We're in the process of creating our own destiny and, living life by our own terms and living the life that we desire and having, the things that we need, the things that we want, and to live a successful, comfortable life. We have to avoid drama at all costs. We have to avoid any type of drama because drama is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with us. It's a distraction. It's a loophole. It's, you're just opening doors for different types of things that have nothing to do with you, have nothing to do with your life, and only steers you in the wrong direction. All right. So when we think about how we're going to shape our lives in a positive way, we have to keep going on that narrow path. We have to keep on moving forward. And when these things, all these different things that come our way, try to interfere with us in any way, shape, or form, we have to ignore all this stuff. We have to block it out of our lives. All right. We have to become consciously aware of our surroundings and the things that we partake in and things that we do. And drama is one of them. All right. So always try to avoid drama, avoid all types of controversy, negative news, things of that nature, because they have nothing to do with your life whatsoever. All right. So the second thing that you need to avoid is toxic people slash situations slash environments. Now, when we are hanging around toxic people, they tend to rub their energy off on us. All right. You know the saying, you are among the five people who you hang around with, or you are who you hang with. And that saying is very true. So when we are hanging around with toxic people, people who thrive off of negativity, who get you in trouble, who are always getting themselves in trouble, who don't bring you up, who don't provide you any type of knowledge, who try to help you in any way, shape, or form. Because I believe that real friends, if they are a true friend, if you're hanging around with toxic people or people that try to get you in trouble or people that don't have the best interest in you, a true friend will always be there to help you. Will always be there to help you. They will never sugarcoat you. They will always tell you the truth and what you need to hear. They don't tell you what you want to hear. They tell you what you need to hear. So friends, if you have true friends, they're always trying to uplift you, help you, give you advice, give you information, and they reciprocate the same thing. They're always listening to you. If you have something to say, they don't, get offended or anything like that. They take it into heart and they learn and grow from their situations and circumstances. All right, so toxic people, if you have any type of toxic people in your life, you need to get rid of them. You need to, just drop them. Even though, that you may have been friends, since the first grade, you may have known each other for a while now, but if they're not bettering you, if they're not, reciprocating the same positive energy that you're giving to them, if they're always bringing you down that crab bucket in life, then you should drop them. You should drop them. You shouldn't be hanging around with them at all. All right. So situations, if you're always in toxic situations or toxic environments, and you might question yourself, why am I always in these toxic environments? Why am I always in these toxic situations? Why am I attracting all these toxic people? Well, when you take it a step further, whatever, thoughts, energy, attention, emotions, whatever you put out into the world, whatever you put out into the universe, it comes back to you. And that could be either good or bad. That's how the law of attraction works. So we may tend to think that, it's these people that I'm hanging around with, or, these people are always bringing me down. I'm always being dragged in these situations because of him or her or them or they, things of that nature. But ultimately, it could be you. It could possibly be you. You are the problem. You're always, complaining and, putting out negative energy, always, downplaying somebody. It could ultimately be you. Because like I said, whatever, if you're putting out negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative emotions out into the world, always complaining about this and that and the third, all that starts to come back to you. That's why you always attract negativity and negative people, toxic environments, toxic situations, all right? Because you attract what you put out. So always remember that. So when you're in the process of creating your own reality, creating your own life on your own terms, co-creating your own reality with the help of God, always remember to, change yourself, always try to be a better person, be a positive person, look at certain situations, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can I overjump this hurdle that I'm experiencing so I don't have to go through this thing again, right? So always remember that. Always have a positive mindset. Always try to be the best version of yourself, and always try to be a positive person. You start to attract more of that stuff into your life. So the next thing will be distractions. Now, this life, this world that we live in is full of distractions. I'm here to tell you right now, I get distracted every now and then. And I always have to catch myself and to, ask myself, what I'm indulged in or what I'm looking at. What am I putting my attention towards? What am I putting my energy towards? Is this going to benefit me in the long run? is this going to satisfy my future self? Is my future self going to thank me for participating in this certain, activity or event or whatever I'm doing? You always got to ask yourself and always pay attention and to always catch yourself if you're, drowning in distractions and always putting your mind and energy and emotion towards something that's not productive and that is not in alignment with your will. All right. So, the Super Bowl is coming up. The Super Bowl is coming up tomorrow. And I've been reading, I read this article about an hour ago, and they said that this Super Bowl that's coming up could be, could break records when it comes to views, because, you have the game, because many people are going to watch the game for many different reasons. So people are going to watch the game for, just for the game itself. They might watch it for the commercials. And they had mentioned Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's boyfriend plays for, I believe it's the Chiefs. So Taylor Swift's going to be at the game, the halftime show with Usher. So a lot of people are probably going to watch this game. So I'm not saying that, there's nothing wrong with, watching your favorite sports team or, hanging out with your family, participating in pastime and things like that. But all I'm going to say is do not get attached to any type of sports team, to any type of sports player, because I've noticed that, especially with the sports fanatics, the people that have their favorite teams and players and all that, they put all of their attention, they put all of their emotions, they put all of their, their heart and grit and desire into these sports teams, into these sports leagues, these players, and they become so attached to it. They act like they the owner of the team or something. And, if they might go against somebody that's rooting for the other team, they might not agree or like the team that they like, and they start, fighting and getting altercations. And, we know more sports teams than we know, black inventors, or we know more sports teams more than, more about our finances and things like that. So we become so indulged in these things that have nothing to do with us, and that are ultimately distractions, such as sports and movies, Netflix, and celebrities and things like that. So ultimately, all I'm saying is, do not get distracted. Do not drown in your distractions, and to always stay focused majority of your time. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, with your pastime, hanging out with family, spending time with your family, but don't become so attached to these celebrities and athletes and football teams, because, if you do, it can stir you in the wrong direction. You start to become programmed, and, that's what they do. That's what these, television programs, these commercials, all the commercials that are going to be playing during the Super Bowl, all of it is programming. So that's all I'm saying. So just pay attention to what you put your energy and mind and emotion towards. So the next one is opening negative doors / portals. Now, what I mean by opening negative doors / portals, pay attention to the type of things that you watch. Pay attention to the type of people who you hang around with. So that's all I'm ultimately saying. So, like I said with the Super Bowl example, when you're watching certain commercials, they try to, it's all for capitalism and profit. And most commercials, they tend to show, whether it be, fast food restaurants with food, because, majority of the people, especially here in America, love to eat food. So they try to portray all these different processed food restaurants and, different products, certain products. So it's based on, all of it is based on capitalism and profit and greed, because they know the majority of people are going to be watching the Super Bowl. So these companies are putting in millions and billions of dollars to advertise their products for only 30 seconds. So ultimately, when we are opening negative doors, whether it be, watching porn, watching gossip, watching, negativity, indulging in negativity, mindlessly scrolling on social media, mindlessly watching TV, watching the same things over and over and over again that don't benefit you in any way. So that's all I'm saying when I mention opening doors or opening negative doors and opening negative portals. Pay attention to what you consume. Pay attention to what you digest. Pay attention to what you are watching out there in the world. All right. So always be mindful of that. Be careful of what you put in your mind, because your mind is very powerful. And when you keep watching the same things over and over and over again, repeating the same things over and over and over again, indulging in the same things over and over and over again, it becomes a repetitive cycle and it gets stuck in your subconscious. All right. Especially if it's toxic, has nothing to do with your life, while you're creating your own reality. All right. Because it could be a poison to the mind. All right. So pay attention to what you put in your mind, and always, practice mental health and put more positive things into your mind instead of negative, toxic things. So next thing, going back to your old destructive habits. Now, when we're on this journey of self-improvement, co-creating our own reality, co-creating our own destiny, when we start to level up in life, once we start to unlock new assets, equipment, building up our attributes, building up ourselves up in this life, it gets harder. New levels, new devils. As you rise up the ladder, life gets harder and harder and harder. All right. So we need to, not to backslide. We can't be going back to our old ways. We can't, indulge in the same things that we used to indulge. We can't, go back to our old destructive ways, going back to our old destructive habits and addictions and things of that nature. Right. So we need to be, strong. We need to have a strong mindset, always telling ourselves that we can, achieve anything that we can achieve, being the best version of ourselves. When we start to, focus more on what we have to do, purifying ourselves, strengthening ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, practicing emotional intelligence, then, I believe there's no way that we can go back to our old selves. All right. So when the universe picks you and you put on the magic glasses, you see things for what they are. All right. And you can't, you have that mindset now that you can't go back. All right. So always be mindful, always, better yourself, and to not go back to your destructive ways, destructive habits, addictions, and things of that nature. So next one, negative thoughts / self-talk. Now, we might slip up every now and then. I know I do. I'll admit it. We might steer in the wrong direction. We might have all these, positive thoughts, every so often, different points in our lives. And then we might steer in the wrong direction and start having these negative thoughts or negative self-talks. All right. So I'm here to tell you, if you ever think about having those negative self-talks about yourself, if you're going through a period of depression, having negative thoughts, it can be very destructive. And I know, we're human, we have emotions and things like that. But like I said earlier, when you're in this constant repetitive cycle, this constant repetitive thinking, these negative thought habits, these negative self-talks, it gets planted into your subconscious mind. So you consciously know that whatever you're feeding to yourself, whatever you're indulging in, whatever you're going through, and you always see bad things as being destructive, or this is bad, I need to avoid this, or these thoughts are mine. You're putting all your energy and your emotion into your negative thoughts and your negative self-talk. You consciously know that you shouldn't be doing this, and this is bad for your mental health and all the above. But subconsciously, all these negative self-talks and negative thoughts are programmed into your mind, right? So we need to get out of the habit. We need to unprogram all the stuff that we've been feeding ourselves, from the foods, from the music we listen to, because it can come from all sorts of things. It can come from your environment, the environment that you grew up in, your friends, the food, the music. It can come from many different aspects of life. So it's our job and it's our opportunity to unprogram our subconscious mind. All right. So I had made a video titled "The Conscious, Subconscious, and Higher Consciousness." I'll leave that link down in the description if you guys want to check that out. So check out that video if you want to unprogram your subconscious mind and to implement more positive things into your subconscious mind, so you can transcend over to the conscious mind, because the subconscious mind is way more powerful than the conscious mind. So once you are able to program your subconscious mind and implement more positive self-talks, have more positive thoughts and things of that nature, program your subconscious mind and it will shift over to your conscious mind. All right. So try to avoid all negative self-talk, all negative thoughts and things like that. It can be very destructive, especially if you've been programming yourself to do it. It's been playing in your subconscious mind. Excuse me. Last but not least is slothfulness. Now, I believe one of the most powerful internal enemies that we can ever face in this world is laziness or slothfulness. So when we become comfortable, I believe that laziness or slothfulness is the result of being too much in our comfort zone. So when we are too attached to our comfort zone, when we are too attached to our little circle of life and we don't want to leave and experience new things, I believe that's what life is all about. Experiencing new things, experiencing new opportunities, doing things outside of your comfort zone, so you can expand your consciousness, so you can expand your repertoire, so you can expand your overall sense of being. So when you're co-creating your own reality, that's what comes with it. You can't just stay in your comfort zone. You can't just stay in your little, little fantasy world, your little blanket of life. If you plan on creating your own reality, if you plan on creating your own destiny. So we need to get out of the habit of being too comfortable. We're being too comfortable in the situation that we're in. I've been in the same situation. I've been in the same predicament. But I had to remind myself, I had to program myself, I had to tell myself that I can't move forward in life. I can't progress through life if I stay within my own comfort, if I stay within my own parameter, if I stay within my own, comfortability. So we can't be in the habit of being lazy and slothful. When we know that we're on a mission and God has placed this mission on us and we've discovered who we truly are, we ultimately discover what we are meant to do on this planet, all that slothfulness, all that laziness is gone. It's gone out of our lives. It's gone out of my life. And it should be gone out of yours too. All right. So always try to be productive. Always try to, work smarter, not harder. It's not always about working harder. It's always about working smarter. All right. Educating yourself, working out, take care of your body, take care of your mental health, meditating, fasting, do whatever you have to do to always improve yourself. Always learn from the elders, learn from, people around you, educate people, educate, yourself, let other people educate you. There's always, do things new, discover new things that you can do to improve yourself. Going on YouTube, watching videos, how to improve your sleep, try to improve your sleep, try to get more, at least 8 hours of sleep in your day so you can function the next day. Look up certain recipes and different types of food that you can eat, in order to better your health. Start growing your food. If you have the money and the opportunity, start growing your own food. Start learning more about financial literacy. Start building up your asset delving into stocks, real estate, starting a YouTube channel, spreading your knowledge and wisdom. Just, come up with different ways. Look up some new opportunities and new different things on how to better yourself. That's what life is all about, is bettering yourself, becoming superhuman. We are about to be living in the age of superhuman, especially with the development of AI and technology. We are in the era, we are in the realm of being superhuman. And I believe that AI is allowing us to do that with social media, the iPhone, the internet. It's allowing us to become more superhuman, increasing our consciousness, becoming the best version of ourselves as we can be ultimately. All right. So always avoid slothfulness and being lazy. All right, guys. So let's recap today's video. These are 7 things that you need to avoid in order to create the life that you desire. All right. So the first thing is drama. Avoid drama at all costs. Second thing is toxic people, situations, and environments. Next will be distractions. Next thing, opening negative doors / portals, going back to your old destructive habits, negative thoughts / self-talk, and slothfulness. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Creating our own life, creating our own destiny. It's not easy in the slides, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. But we have the power, we have the capability to do these things. We have the capability and we have the power because God is within us. We have the God spark, we have the Christ spark within us. We are multi-dimensional beings. We are made of light. We are vibrant human beings. And we always need to realize that we have the ultimate power to do anything that we want to do. All right, so we can't, blame our circumstances, blame other people, blame our parents, things like that. Ultimately, the only one that can save you is you. All right, you have the power to save yourself because you are that strong, you are that mighty, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. So don't let this world, don't let this system, don't let these people around you, toxic people around you, your negative, self-talk, negative thoughts. Don't let anything outside of you, don't let anything in this outside world dictate who you are. All right, because nothing outside of you can interrupt the peace that you have within yourself. So always remind yourself of that and always tell yourself that. And you'll go a long way in this life. In the process of creating your own life, creating your own reality with the help of God, become much smoother. All right? So till next time, and always remember, all power resides from within. And always keep the faith because God and the universe is always working for you. Take care, guys. God bless.